I am currently in the process of deciding what color Sharpie markers to use for this snowman. Polystyrene cup drawing that I'm going to start working on soon. This is a cup that I brought over from Mom's place when Dad drove me around 6 p.m. to Mom's place so that I could get my marker satchel after putting in the skin tones pack of Sharpie markers that I had in my room at Mom's place. Although the primary reason for coming over to Mom's place was to look for a light gray Sharpie marker in my room. But I wasn't able to find it, so I instead brought over this polystyrene cup, thinking I would do a third jack-o'-lantern polystyrene drawing. But Dad told me that we're now heading into Christmas. Since it's not the Halloween season anymore, so instead I'm going to do something Christmas themed. Hence, I'm going to be drawing a snowman. I can't do Santa. For starters, I believe this cup is too short for that. And it may also kind of be too short for a snowman, but for Santa, I would probably need some kind of light gray Sharpie marker in order to do the details of his beard. So this is a turkey and bacon cob salad. That Dad got along with this lasagna from Aldi's. A trip to Aldi's was made on the way back from Mom's place. I also brought back the first jack-o'-lantern polystyrene drawing, since when I asked about it, he told me that he wanted me to bring it so that he could ultimately put it in his memory carry-o. I put the marker satchel in the back seat and carefully held on to the plain polystyrene cup along with the completed first jack-o'-lantern polystyrene cup drawing. As I'm currently thinking about what colors to use, what's most concerning for me is the fact I can't seem to find a dark gray, ultrafine, or otherwise just dark gray Sharpie marker. Since maybe that color would be ideal for the rim of the hat if I make it gray. And the trim most likely black. There isn't really going to be space to put a flower on a side of the hat. There should be room for a scarf and a face, including a carrot nose, coal for the mouth and eyes, and a corn pipe. On the way back from Mom's place back to Dad's place after we had done some grocery shopping at Aldi's, during which we got some other things such as some English muffins, some mac and cheese, and some other stuff as well. Dad talked to me about how one of these days we'll have to go to Maine's or some kind of store like that to get some polystyrene cups for me to draw on. Most likely some more Christmas-themed characters. I was thinking of getting. At one point, I suggested when Dad brought it up, us getting a pizza with pepperoni and sausage instead of this lasagna. For some reason, I thought the pizza would be more keto-friendly than the lasagna, but I think now that's probably wrong. The lasagna is probably more keto-friendly. And anyway, Dad chose the lasagna over the pizza because we already had pizza the other day. I spent the early morning hours watching the midterm elections. As of 10:22 p.m., right now it's just a few more races. Haven't heard anything back from either Daily Kos or really the Google Chrome search engine. The Google search engine since about 5 in the morning. Right now it's pretty much just a runoff Georgia Senate race. That won't be decided until the 6th of December. And a few other Senate races and a couple dozen or so House races that haven't fully reported yet and haven't been called by the Associated Press, presumably because they have a lot of mail-in and absentee ballots. Or because they use ranked choice voting. Such as, I think if I recall correctly, in the case of Alaska and Nevada. What was most relieving for me was that Kathy Hochul won re-election. In the days leading up to the New York governor race, the media said that it was a close race. And Hochul had only a single-digit lead over her opponent. I felt a bit worried. And then I went on 538, where I was told that it was a solid, New York's governor race was solid Dem. And that reassured me, though there was still some concern. Since again, it was only a single-digit lead. The New York governor race was the most important to me. I didn't take New York's history, didn't take anything for granted just because of New York's history. Here's the thing when it comes to politics and anything else in life. Don't ever get complacent. You never know what will happen, and there is always room for further improvement. I'm definitely feeling pretty good about the midterms. Kathy Hochul remains governor. And it's probably going to be a while before we know about the Senate and House majorities, but turned out a lot closer than expected based off of what I read from 538 articles. And regardless of what happens, I think it'll all be okay. I think most likely what'll happen, that's just my guess, the Democratic Party will keep the Senate, maybe even expand the majority by one seat. Since Google's tools for keeping track of the race, the Senate race said that pretty much every party kept each Senate seat. But the Democratic Party flipped a Republican Senate seat. I'm not so sure about the House, though. The Republican Party hasn't gotten a majority yet, but they're considerably closer than the Democratic Party, and Google tells me that the Democratic Party lost seats while the Republican Party gained seats in House races. For so far a greater net loss than what the Democratic Party's majority was in the last composition of the House. Google told me that it's 218 seats for a majority, and if I recall correctly, a Wikipedia article told me that in the last Congress before the election, and actually still the current Congress, the changes aren't made until January of next year. I believe I was told that the Democratic Party controlled 220 seats of the House. That's pretty much how things were looking by the time I went to bed around 8 in the morning after Dad left for work. And I had some coffee before feeling tired and deciding to just wait until I woke up around 1:30 in the afternoon to have some more coffee. 1:30 to 3 in the afternoon. Around 4:45 p.m. before we made that trip to Mom's place in Aldi's, I had a bowl of granola cereal with whole milk. I believe by that point, I had finished the unfinished cup of coffee I left on this part of the counter before deciding to go to bed. As well as a cup of coffee that I recall finding in the fridge with just a splash or so of plain coffee. And then around 7:30 p.m., Dad gave me some popcorn in a container that was on an end table in the living room. It formerly had these little Kit Kats and Hershey's chocolate bars that were part of a bulk candy bag bought for Halloween, though Dad didn't get that many trick-or-treaters. This year. And the popcorn was actually another thing that we bought at Aldi's. I believe the brand is Clancy's White Cheddar. If I recall correctly, it was around that time that I made and uploaded the November 8th, my dinner video. And uploaded to YouTube around 9 p.m. At around 5:45 in the morning, Dad gave me the last of the leftovers of the cake that his mom made for my birthday the other day. And I ended up having it as I was drinking coffee in the morning. This is how the research tree is currently. I'm hoping to be able to get to this chapter before the next episodic event. Yeah, I'm also currently trying to complete provinces on the world map so I can get another province expansion to be able to move one of these away and make room for more settlement buildings.